All right, we are here with Marge Fenelon, and you'll notice that our background is a little different from our other interviews because we're going to be hitting the authors area very soon. Marge, you're a Catholic writer. Tell us about your books.
My books, primarily on Mary, and I've got a couple that deviate from that. But what I like to write most about is our Blessed Mother, and I want people to love her. And I know that sounds kind of cliche, but what I think is, what I hope is my gift, what I aim for, is to bring her to life. So to make her very real, so that people could. I always say, when I'm done with a presentation, or someone reads one of my books, they should be able to sit down and have a cup of coffee or tea with the Blessed Mother.
Well, it's funny you should think of that, mention that, because I mean, people forget that the Blessed Mother had, in many ways, a very ordinary life. She was the mother of a child who did not start his ministry till age 30, while there was a little bit of drama at his birth and a little bit of drama before he was a year old and a little bit of drama at one. I mean, what mother has not had a kid run away from her on a trip for a few minutes, although with her it was a little longer. But she led an ordinary life that another woman would relate to.
Yes, and we forget that. I find that we tend to do one of two things. Not always, and that's not, I can't make a blanket statement, but the tendency is either to ignore her completely because, we'll offend Christ. I hear that so often. Or to put her on a pedestal that is so high we can't even relate to her. I mean, it sounds weird that you might not be, that you would honor her that much, but I see this happening. They don't relate to her, but they put her in this place of honor and leave her there, like she's literally a little statue that they put up and leave.
And that's really the thing about Mary, that she's not a statue. She is a real person, the most blessed of all of us mere mortals, but that's what she is, a mere mortal who said yes to God and lived that a life of yes to God.
And this is why, that's precisely why she is so relatable, and why we must learn to relate to her, because you are absolutely right. She was a real woman. She went through so many of the things that we go through on a daily basis, and yet, even amid all of her trials, all of the ups and downs, she always said yes. And I can say for myself that I don't always say yes. I might grumble and say, well, whatever. But sometimes that's as close as I get. But yet she very wholeheartedly could say yes, absolutely, no matter what.
And can you tell me the titles of some of your books?
Yes, I have I'll go present to backwards. So the most recent that came out is Forgiving Mother, a Marian Novena of Healing and Peace. So this is a book that discusses how to handle, how to heal and find peace when someone has hurt or harmed you very deeply. So in my case, it was abuse on the part of my mother. But that's neither here nor there. What's really important about that book is that I believe, and I've experienced myself, that the key to healing from these kinds of relationships is our Blessed Mother, because she is truly a mother, because she is truly a woman, and can truly, for men as well, can truly touch our hearts and help us to heal. So that's the most recent. Before that is Our Lady Undoer of Knots, a living novena, and this is part armchair pilgrimage and part devotional. So we're praying to Our Lady Undoer of Knots, but then we're also visiting each day of the novena a different site in the Holy Land. It was based on my trip to Rome, the Holy Land, when Pope Francis was there in 2014. And so I pulled this all together and created this, like I said, armchair pilgrimage and devotional. And before that was Imitating Mary, 10 Marian Virtues for the Modern Mom. So it's basically what I always try to do, and that is bringing the Blessed Mother to life and hopefully highlighting ways that we can imitate her.
So 3 different books on Mary. Is there a 4th one coming out?
Yes, there is. Marian Pilgrimage, a living. Now, all right. Now, that's the title I originally gave it. This is how publishers their expertise is, of course, change the title so the author doesn't know her own the title of her own book. The new title, the one that will actually go on the cover, is My Queen, My Mother, A Living Novena. So, and as I alluded to in the beginning, it is very much a Marian pilgrimage. So it's the same format as Our Lady Undoer of Knots, but visiting 9 different Marian pilgrimage sites within the United States, the continental U.S. So I went from coast to coast, 9 different stops, and each day of this novena, each one of my trips, I visited a place that it had a special devotion to our Blessed Mother. And I wrote about that, but I wrote it into this novena that would primarily help us love her and know her better. And the second aspect of that was to help us to appreciate our very rich Catholic heritage in our country and our own country, because I think we're in threat of losing that. There's a lot of animosity going on over politics and policies, and so I'm praying that this book will unite us as a country, but then open our hearts to the Blessed Mother.
All right, that's Marge Fenelon, and where can we find these books?
You can find these books at my website, margefenelon.com.
Okay, Marge Fenelon, I commented that sounds like a prescription medicine, and I prescribe all 4 of these books for your spiritual health and welfare if you're listening to this video. So thank you so much for your time.